At 4:47 p.m. on a rainy Tuesday, Sarah's computer screen flickered. A simple, automated notification popped up in the bottom right corner. Your access to the company network has been revoked. No warning. No exit interview with HR. In less than 3 seconds, a software script did what used to take a team of managers weeks to execute. Sarah wasn't fired by a human being. She was phased out by an algorithm. To understand how this happened, we have to look inside a quiet suburban office in Ohio. For 7 years, Sarah managed client relations and complex shipping schedules for a logistics firm. She earned $62,000 a year. It paid the mortgage. It kept life stable. Then, the company installed a new software update. It was designed to listen, learn, and assist. At first, Sarah welcomed it. It drafted emails instantly and sorted data flawlessly. It felt like having a highly capable, tireless assistant working right next to her. But the assistant was watching. It mapped her decisions, learned her tone, and memorized her expertise. By the 3rd month, the dynamic shifted. The software no longer just suggested drafts. It answered clients before Sarah could even open the messages. The responses were perfect, polite, and generated in less than a second.
An uneasy silence began to settle over the office break room. Whispers circulated among the accounting and customer service teams as daily workloads began to dry up. The frantic energy of a busy office was slowly being replaced by an automated calm. Then, the quiet restructuring began. It didn't happen with a dramatic announcement or a massive wave of public layoffs. It happened silently, department by department, desk by desk. A contractor's agreement wasn't renewed. A retiring supervisor wasn't replaced. The company's total output actually increased by 40%, while the staff shrunk by 1/3. Sarah watched her co-workers' names quietly vanish from the internal company directory. When she asked her manager about it, she received vague, comfortable corporate phrases. "We're just optimizing our workflows," they said. "Your role is secure." But the anxiety was impossible to ignore. Every morning became a psychological battle against a competitor that never slept, never got sick, and cost pennies to run. This wasn't just happening in Ohio. Across the globe, the ground was shifting. In law firms, junior associates noticed AI reviewing hundreds of legal documents in minutes.
In design studios, graphic artists watched software generate complex layouts in seconds. The tools weren't just assisting anymore. They were absorbing the core mechanics of the jobs. Back at the logistics firm, the tension reached a breaking point during a major winter storm. A critical shipping route was blocked, threatening millions of dollars in delayed cargo. They would spend hours on phones, rerouting trucks and negotiating with suppliers. In the past, this would require a frantic, all-hands-on-deck weekend for Sarah and her team. This time, the automated system handled the entire crisis autonomously. It analyzed weather patterns, recalculated hundreds of alternative routes, and notified clients instantly. The problem was solved in exactly 4 minutes. No human intervention required. The executive board reviewed the data that following Monday. The conclusion was stark. The human staff was no longer an asset. They were a financial redundancy. On that bleak November afternoon, the automated termination scripts were quietly run. Sarah sat at her desk, watching the loading icon spin on her screen until the words appeared, "Access denied." The truth became painfully clear. She hadn't been replaced by a better worker. She had spent the last year meticulously teaching the machine how to do her job.
Sarah packed her personal belongings into a single cardboard box while the office remained completely silent. No angry confrontations, no emotional goodbyes, just the soft hum of server fans in the background. This is the reality of the modern workforce transformation. It isn't a sudden, dramatic corporate collapse. It is a slow, methodical process of displacement. The traditional path of career security, learning a specialized skill and working hard, is fundamentally changing. The line between human talent and digital efficiency is being redrawn every single day. As Sarah walked out to her car in the rain, she looked back at the building. The lights were on, the data was moving, and the company was running more profitably than ever before. The business was completely alive, but the office was empty.